What's up, brother,
My
brother,
brother's
brother,
forgiven me.
brother, brother? Are you my
He,
brother?
Dr. Han, Brother Numpsi has forgiven me.
What's going on, man? We at it another week.
Yeah, we back at it again. A lot has happened over a week, man.
Yeah, a lot has in the world, in
Yeah,
the U.S.
yeah.
We'll get to that. I don't think we should lead off with
Oh
that,
no, no,
man.
absolutely not. I was just mentioning that. You know, what I'm saying there's a lot that's just
Yeah, for
happened in this
sure.
short period of
Nah,
time.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
I know. Last week at the end of the episode, you had mentioned that you recommended a couple of TV shows that I should watch,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
and over the weekend, I actually did take you up on some of those to see how if I liked them or not. So I did. The first thing I looked at was Warrior
Yep.
on HBO Max,
It's
and
good martial arts, good storytelling.
I gotta say that I binged it. I binged season 1 and season 2. I'm completely done.
See, I'm not even done with season 2 yet.
It was that good. I had to
Yeah.
continue with the story. I was like,
Nah,
oh
it is
man.
good.
I was like, man, one more episode. Well, let me just see it before the beginning credits come on. Then the beginning scene to come on, and I'm like, man, I'm hooked now. I gotta watch the whole thing.
See, that's happening to me. I went back through Daredevil on Netflix,
Mhm.
and same thing. Like I'll be like, I'm about to cut this off because I need to go to bed, and I'll be like, but I'm gonna watch until the title comes
Right.
on, and then you get to the title and you're like, they got me now.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they got me. But it was a very good series. Season 1 and season 2. The main character, uh,
Assad.
Assad. He was good. He's a very good martial artist too. Even though it may be choreographed or whatever, he played the part really good.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee-ish.
I just realized that dude is I don't think you watch it, but he's in a show called American Gods on Stars.
Yeah, I watched the first season of American Gods.
Yeah, so he's in season 2, and season 3 just started, and I saw him in that, and I was like, I ain't pick up on it at all until this new season started. And I was like, there go my man from Warrior. I was like, oh, okay. He don't look different. He just wearing glasses, and it threw me all the way off. Like just like he Clark Kent me.
He did the Superman.
Yeah, he Clark Kent me. But I was glad to see him working in something else though. Like,
oh, that's crazy. Just the glasses, huh? And we always say why people can't recognize Superman as Clark Kent. And here you go, seeing the same guy. I'm like, man, I know this guy from somewhere.
I figured it out though. So like I feel like people can figure out that it's Clark. Like in Superman Returns, when the boy look at him, he was like, look at the paper, look at him, like, nah, man, y'all don't see this. This is Superman clearly right here.
But I definitely recommend Warrior. I hope that they come out with a season 3 because the way that they left it at the end of season 2, it was definitely a season 3 coming. Has to be. But
so it's canceled right now.
It's canceled right now because it was originally on Cinemax.
Mm-hmm.
But HBO Max picked it up, and hopefully a new audience will grab it like I did, and will give it some more attention, and they'll pick it back up for another season. Hopefully,
yeah. I think it's in the popular queue, so it's one of their top viewed content providers right now, or whatever you want to say it shows. So I'm pretty sure people are watching it and loving it, and hopefully we can get with the views, because that's the thing about streaming is like they get to see that data instantaneously. Like even though they won't give it to us, they get to see it and be like, oh man, like a lot of people are watching this. It's no different than like our podcast. We get to see the data off top, like, oh man, we only got so many views, or we got a lot of views this time. So hopefully they're seeing that and be like, nah man, we gotta support this. We gotta put this back out here, maybe give it a little bit of a bigger budget, or leave it as is, and like it's a good show as is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely like the hip hop influence that it has in it.
Oh man, I had to download a couple of tracks that I heard after each episode.
Yeah,
like it was pretty good.
And then the mixture of how they speak Cantonese, and then they kind of switch it into English. So you kind of, and like at first you're like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? But you realize like, oh, okay, I'm hearing what they're hearing in Cantonese, but like everybody else is hearing them speak this way. So like it's a very interesting concept. I like what they did there. So
yeah, I did too.
It's a good show.
It's definitely a good show. Hard R, like you said last week, it's definitely a hard R.
Oh yeah, they cutting heads off.
Oh yeah. Cut more than heads off. Heads, guts are spilling out and everything.
It's a lot of sex. It's best,
a lot of
definitely
nudity.
Game of Thrones type.
It's I was just surprised about how much violence was in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you watch a kung fu movie or something like that, and you might get some bones breaking or something like that, but you don't get all the blood and the gore, which I liked.
Yeah, which is good about Cinemax. Cinemax actually has some good shows, man. Like, it's just the fact that they have the stigma of being Skinemax.
Right.
So most people don't even bother to subscribe to them, But they actually got some good content. Hopefully all their content end up making it over to HBO Max. There's a couple of other shows I like to see. Banshee is another one that's a real good show.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a good concept. So I think it's on Netflix now, or it was. So if you get a chance, if not, I mean, it's older now, so it might be a little dated, but yeah. Yeah,
but Warrior was good because even season 2 was, I think the last episode aired in 2020.
Yeah. It just
ended. It's pretty new still.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was a good one. The other one that you mentioned was Letterkenny.
Ferda.
Yeah. Dude. So I agree with what you said last week. He's like, I can't explain it. You just got to watch it.
You
do have to watch it. So look, this is how I got hooked. I think I'm on episode 5 right now of Letterkenny, and it's like 9 episodes. I mean, 9 seasons.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
I finished it.
I thought you finished all 9 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh man, so you must have been watching it for a minute.
Nah, not really. It's been like 2 weeks. But like, I legit got hooked, man. Like, and it's one of those ones
like 30 minutes.
Yeah, they got some good ending episodes or ending like scenes on some of the episodes where you're like, oh man, what happens next? You know what I mean? So
yeah, but the first scene of the first episode got me hooked.
Yeah.
It was like the two characters. I can't think of their names right now, but
Wayne and Daryl, or they call him Derry.
Yeah, him. Those two, they were sitting in a field and by a fruit stand or whatever, and then these 2 dudes pull up in a Jeep.
Yeah.
And then they just go back and forth.
Riley and Jonesy.
Oh my gosh, that was
hockey
so
players.
Funny.
They speak puck, I think is what they call it. It's the hockey talk. Man, they hilarious.
It is. It's a show based off in Canada, and you can hear the accent, the Canadian accent, but they're talking like so fast and so sarcastically, because I'm a sarcastic person too. So it was hilarious to me.
Yeah. I've cried on that show, like just laughing. Like,
oh, I did cry on that first scene. Like, I was laughing so hard, I teared up a little bit. So
I watched the first episode. I watched. It was like super early in the morning, family sleep. I'm kind of watching it on my own, and I put it on. I'm like, what? Because like the TV's low. I'm like, what the hell are they saying? Like, because they going so fast. So I had to put the subtitles on, and I'm trying to read the subtitles as fast as I can. Like, it makes you a speed reader. And I was like, this is stupid. Like, this thing.
Yeah. It's funny. Wayne is so hilarious. That's a hard no.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta watch that. That's a good recommendation. 2 good recommendations, actually.
He'll definitely Letterkenny will definitely put some new sayings into your repertoire. Like you better simmer down over there before I come talk to you. Come talk to you.
It's so funny because you can hear it in his accent.
Yeah.
You better simmer down over there.
Or take about 40% off, or take whatever percent off, which means you need to calm down.
It was funny. He even told the preacher that. I forgot the preacher's name, but he said, "Hey, save for Rob. What's his name? I don't know. I can't think of his name right now." He said, "Dang it, what is his name?" Anyway, he was in the church with only a shirt on. And he kept getting close to Derek.
Daryl.
Daryl. He kept getting close to Daryl, and Wayne said he told him, "Hey, you need to take 40% off of that." It was funny. Letter Kenny. I'm gonna have to watch all those seasons as well.
Hilarious.
It is very funny. Them two dudes, the two hockey players, man, they're absolutely hilarious.
Dude, they do it so fast.
They remind me of like a Beavis and Butthead type.
Yeah. It's funny too, because like as you go on, they introduce different versions of the same characters. So like eventually you'll get like a French Canadian version of Wayne, Dan, Squirrely Dan, and Derry, and then Riley and Jonesy. You get a homosexual version of them, a female version of them. So like it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's definitely funny. What is that guy's name? He got me thinking of this dude's name now. The preacher.
Yeah, I'm stuck.
His name, he ain't Stewart, is he?
Nah, he's not Stewart. Stewart's the goth.
Yeah.
Stewart's a good character too. He has a good arc through the whole thing.
Glenn, Pastor Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn. He's something else. Glenn is something else.
Yeah, and Gail is like I can't put my finger on that woman.
Yeah, Gail is the one that I was mentioning last week. If you listened last week, I was like, look, man, as a Black person, like she may make you want to cut it off just because it seems buffoonery.
It definitely does.
But as you get to know her character further,
that's just who she is.
Yeah, it's just who she is. You stop looking at it that way. Like I don't think it's really buffoonery. I think it's just the type of character she is. Especially for like you've seen that character before. This is just more of an exaggerated version of it. So
yeah. That whole fart episode in season 1 when they had to confront her about her I guess her farts.
Oh yeah, fart book.
Yeah, fart book. And she basically went off on them. And then she ran off, and I thought she was gonna get in the car. She got on a bike.
The way she runs too is so funny. She's always in motion too. Like she never
can't stay still.
Yeah, nah. It looked like she might have been strung out on something at some point in her life.
Like in real life.
She's just bad. She's just always just constantly just she look like the Enchantress on Suicide Squad. Just
yeah.
It's hilarious.
So what else you been that's what I've been watching. You been watching anything?
Nah, man. I mean, like I finished Letterkenny. I told you I've been watching Daredevil. Those have been the main ones. Going back through Taboo right now too. Tom Hardy. It's on Hulu. So that's what I've been watching. Waiting for WandaVision this weekend.
Oh yeah, man. Like it. I honestly forgot about it until I saw a commercial, and I was like, oh yeah, that is this weekend.
Yeah. So
I can't wait for that. Actually, I really can't.
They're supposed to get 2 episodes. I don't know how long. I don't know if they're 30-minute, 40-minute, what they're doing.
Yeah, they're doing some Mandalorian type stuff where they might switch up the episode times.
Yeah. It seemed like, I was listening to an interview from Kevin Feige, who's the head of Marvel Cinematic Universe, which now includes the TV shows. And he was saying that he didn't want to be constrained to time in his storytelling. So episodes, because I think it's 9 episodes, which like who does 9 episodes? You either do 8 or 10, but they're doing like 9 episodes for WandaVision. So it's just he's like whatever we come up with is what we come up with. And we feel like we got the best product, and then we'll go from there.
I like how they doing it. How those 9 episodes have run right up until is it Loki first? Or is it Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I think it's Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out next.
Yeah, so I like how they cascaded it all the way to like everything drops. Like as soon as WandaVision's over, the next week Falcon and
I
Winter
hope so.
Soldier.
I hope it stays that way. I hope they don't change their mind or do nothing crazy.
Right.
And, I'm looking forward to Marvel. It's good to get some Marvel content. Like it's been a while, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, because
it's been a
DC kind of
minute.
like they gave us a bomb last, you know what I'm saying, on Christmas.
They did. I mean, it wasn't what I was hoping for, but I mean, at least they gave us something.
And also, and you're not the only one who thinks that way. Last week, you know what I'm saying, the thing was that the Wonder Woman was trash. Like, you're not the only one that thinks that. Like, it's a whole slew of people who just look on the internet.
Because it's campy, I mean, so we're past that, and I'm not trying to down the creatives that made it, because I know they put a lot of hard work into it, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. Because like now I'm in a more refined, I don't know, man. Like I just want superheroes to be taken more seriously.
Man, just speak the truth. Speak from the heart, Brad. Speak from the heart.
Nah, because it was trash. But
don't try to sugarcoat it. Everybody else think the exact same way that you think.
Nah, I'm not sugarcoating it. It is trash, but like it does take a lot. Like even for trash, it takes a lot of hard work to put that out there. You know what I mean? So, like I've been on video, film shoots that didn't go the way that you want them to, or the product didn't turn out, or you thought you had something that just didn't come together really. But it still was a lot of long hours and hard work, that they've seen. So I hate it that I didn't like it, because I wanted to like it, but it's not for me. Even though I did watch it I watched it 3 times. So you got my different.
One time. That's all you're getting from me.
Yeah, nah, I understand, but yeah, I saw it 3 times.
I don't understand that. How did you say a movie was trash, but you watched it 3 times? You thought it was going to get better each time you watched it?
Nah, I knew it wouldn't.
I don't get it.
I was watching in different places, essentially.
I still don't get it.
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I watched it in 3 different places.
All right. If you say so.
Speaking of movies, though, but I am grateful that they put something out, Warner Brothers, because yesterday I found out that Morbius, they put out a statement that Morbius from Sony
pushed back.
It's pushed back.
Yeah.
With Venom, it's probably going to end up getting pushed back, and so it's like Fast and the Furious got pushed back. A whole bunch of movies that's not Warner Brothers or Disney related. It seems like nobody has a plan for what to do now. So they just keep pushing the content back outside of Warner Brothers, and everybody wants to chop Warner Brothers' heads off for actually putting out content. But like, they're going to win. Like they're going to win the studio wars or whatever you want to call it, because they're actually putting stuff out. So people are going to get behind them, as opposed to constantly pushing movies back, man. Like that's why I'm so excited about WandaVision, because we finally get something. You know what I mean? Right. Like it don't take much. And when you have
that's a good point that you made, that all of the movies are no longer at the movie theaters or even pushing stuff back. So a lot of content is actually going to these streaming platforms, Disney, Amazon, Netflix, all of those are putting out movies. So now your Oscars and Tony Awards and stuff are going to be focused on those streaming platforms and not the actual movie.
Yeah.
Or the TV shows that are on actual ABC, NBC, CBS type shows.
Yeah. Nah, that Netflix just put out like a sizzle reel of what they're about to put out. And I think they said they're releasing like a movie a week all year. And all of them look good. From their little showcase that they did. So I'm excited for all that. Warner Brothers got Judas and the Black Messiah. It's coming out pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, we can't escape the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, man. We hearing a little voice.
Yeah, my daughter just walked up to me. I had to unlock my phone so she can go play some games.
It's just weird if we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm happy that people are actually putting content out. Hulu's putting content out. Prime is putting stuff out. We got what is it? I'm not sure the name of the movie, but it's the one with like Malcolm X, Jim Brown.
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
Ali and
it's like a day in Miami or something
Sam
like
Cooke.
that.
Yeah. Like a night in Miami or something. Yeah. So that's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that, man.
One night in Miami.
It's a couple of movies, man. I'm really excited for. That's just gonna be coming to America too. Like they just gonna hit streaming services, and then like Sony, Universal, y'all need to Paramount, step your game up, get a plan together, start releasing on some of these, or come up with your own, service or something. You gotta do something.
Right.
Can't just sit on it.
I heard that also that there might. I'm curious of what they're gonna put out for Super Bowl. Super Bowl always has movie trailers.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I've heard a rumor that Venom might come out with a movie trailer.
If you remember, like 2 years ago, it might have been. It was a trailer for a Netflix movie. It was part of the Cloverfield universe where they were in space. I can't think of the name. Paradox, Cloverfield Paradox, or something like that. But it was big because they released the trailer and was like streaming after the Super Bowl. Like as soon as the Super Bowl is over, you can go watch this movie. And I was like, yo, I don't think I want to watch this, but just because it's streaming immediately after the Super Bowl, like it's a great marketing tool. I'm gonna check it out, So it would be interesting if somebody does something like that, like somebody sneaks something out there. Like just think if we're watching the Super Bowl and it's like Black Widow streaming as soon as the Super Bowl's over, everybody's gonna go crazy, like, oh my God, like I've been waiting for Black Widow anyway. Like, let's go watch it. Like I can't wait. Snyder's it's a rumor that Snyder's gonna have a pretty good size trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Even if like Warner Brothers released David Ayer's Suicide Squad, his director's cut, like the more serious tone Suicide Squad, I'll be like, head blown, let's do it. I'm ready.
I mean, that's your biggest audience on one day. And if you just put something out there right after the Super Bowl, of course people are going to watch it. Like maybe not all, but you're going to get a good half of the country probably watching, because everybody going to be at home watching the Super Bowl anyway. You can't like people going to be going somewhere.
Yeah,
and the Super Bowl parties.
Right. There's no parties, so it's not like, oh man, I got to go. Like, let me hit the road because the Super Bowl's over. Nah, you already at the house. Like, just go ahead and cut on this movie real quick. You know what I mean?
Pop some popcorn.
Yeah.
I already got full off these wings and chips I didn't put together.
You got a couple of drinks in you already. Just gonna get you another beer and let's watch this thing.
Right.
So yeah, hopefully somebody do something like that, man. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I guess we'll see in a couple of weeks. It's only a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, it's true. True that. True.
Man, dude, I heard this. We was talking about Warrior being a hard R.
Mm-hmm.
What is the opposite of a hard R in movies when it goes to music? Like you know what I'm saying? Like if a movie is a hard R, it's a lot of cussing, sex, violence. If music is like the equivalent, is it just explicit?
Yeah, it's just explicit content. That's all it's ever been labeled.
So why is it explicit content for music but a rated R? Just the different ratings for music and
just different rating systems.
Oh, okay.
And then anyway, also you're not you're not visually ingesting that content. You're only hearing it
until you see the video.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think videos are on its own. Videos are rated like TV. Like the mature audience type. Yeah.
The only reason why I bring that up is because this song, Throat Babies.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I've been introducing a lot of people just because I think it's a funny song. Like, it's just because it's so out there. Like I didn't So I heard it on Lil Jon Live. You know, Lil Jon do live sets, I think every Saturday nights. And I heard it on there first, like a few months back, and I was like, what is this? Like, it's catchy, which is the
No, it's
bad
not.
part. It
No,
is.
it is not
It
catchy.
is. No, it's a catchy
No,
song. It's a catchy song.
no. The Box by Roddy Ricch is catchy. Throw Baby is not catchy.
Throw Baby's catchy. But it's just it's funny to me. Like, I listen to it just because it's funny. Like, every time I hear it, I hear something like new. like, dude, who came up with this? Why did they come up with this? And why is it so explicit? Like, man,
let me what, like, is this the hook? I think this is the hook. I can't, you know what I'm saying, say, I don't want to say everything that this song is saying, but what got me is let a young nigga come play in your throat. You can just guess the rest of the song right there.
Nah, it's I mean, it's definitely, I say it's funny to me as a grown man, but like I wouldn't want my son to hear it. I wouldn't want other kids to hear it. You know what I mean? Like,
man, the crazy part, I agree with that, but the crazy part is the song content is ridiculous, but you already know that these women out here will be banging to this song.
Oh yeah. You know, that's one of them ones where it's like it come on in the club and they're like, oh, it's my jam. Like,
so I mean, does that make you think if a guy's in the club and he sees that these girls over here just, you know what I'm saying, it's like making a singing song. Like,
yeah,
if a female is dancing real hard to WAP, does that mean that a dude can just come over to a female and assume that because you're dancing to this song and it's your jam that you down to get down?
I mean, the answer is no.
I mean, the answer is no, of course. But I'm saying, like, this song, Throat Baby, if a girl is dancing or singing the song and you know what the song is about, does that mean that if a dude come up to you like, hey girl, you know what I'm saying, what's your name? You know, you blah, 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 and she cut you off. I mean, I understand. I think I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how deep you want to get in this conversation. I think it's a much bigger issue.
It's
one of them things. It's almost like what you're tiptoeing around is like the same thing. like if they dress a certain way, like is that, you know, you go up to a young lady, you know what I mean? Like, is it their fault? You know Absolutely. What I mean? Like, it's like that type of conversation. So I don't know how deep you want to get into that.
No,
but,
not at all. I didn't even want to tiptoe. I wouldn't even put my pinky in there.
But nah, man. Like, I think sometimes songs are just, I don't even think people really think about what it is that they're listening to sometimes. You know what I mean?
Like, they just listen to the beat.
What's catchy, the beat, you know, and sometimes this stuff is scientific with the way that it kind of catches you and make you move to it and all that type of stuff. So I'm not gonna say that. I mean, it definitely doesn't give you the green light if somebody's just
absolutely
a song.
It don't condone any of that stuff. No. It's just crazy how I heard the song is the lyrics. You got to listen to it for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's so explicit. You wonder why people would like it. You know what I mean? Like, you would wonder why a young lady would like the song in itself. Like, you'd be like, why would you want somebody to? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Because like, you wouldn't want a dude to talk to you like that in real life. Like, if a guy came up to you and was like, "Let me play in your throat," you know, you'd be like, "Get away from me." You know what I mean? Like, who says stuff like that?
Right.
But like, you put it into a song and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's my jam. Like, I get what you're saying, but like, it's crazy.
Yeah, very, very crazy. Other side of that, there's some news that did come out on last Friday, and one of the good albums that I know that came out was Jasmine Sullivan.
I hadn't heard it.
It's pretty good.
I like her
good.
Though.
Yeah, I do too. She ain't put out music in a while, and this was a good comeback. I don't want to say comeback because she really ain't been gone anywhere, but it's a good project. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, nah, she can blow.
Oh yeah.
I don't agree with all her songs, but she can blow. Like, I feel like like she incite violence sometimes.
What?
Like somebody else. I bust the windows out your car. That ain't inciting violence.
No, I mean, what's the difference between that song and what's her name? Country woman Carrie Underwood.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Slashed the tires of your.
yeah. I know
The
what you're
same
talking
thing.
about.
Same
It
thing.
is. I don't condone it. I do not condone it. Some people deserve it, I guess, because they've done them wrong. But I was just never the answer, kids.
No. No matter how hard you want to. I agree. But yeah, out of last week's New Music Friday, I think that was one of the good ones that came out on Friday.
Yeah, I definitely need to check it out because I do like Jasmine Sullivan's music. I like her voice, her tone. She's on point. She had I think it was the Soul Train Awards she sung at, and she killed it. Where she did a very like 60 style song, or like the video felt very 60 styles. Like her whole performance felt like it came from the 60s. Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of which, that's another movie that I'm looking forward to. It's Billie Holiday versus the People, or the People versus Billie Holiday. You seen the trailer for that?
I have not.
Yeah, man, it's coming out on, I think that's either Prime or Hulu. That looks good.
United States versus Billie Holiday.
Yeah, it's a singer that's playing Billie Holiday. What's her name? Since you're looking at it,
it does not have. This is produced by Lee Daniels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me look it up because that's gonna irritate me.
She's a singer.
Yeah. What you call? What's the name of it?
United States versus Billie Holiday. And
yeah, Audrey Day.
I'm looking on IMDb, and looking at the cast and her name. I mean, I'm assuming the movie is about Billie Holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But on the cast list, like she's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th down the list.
Yeah, she probably didn't get top billing. And that's primarily because she's not known. Like this is her real first acting role. So that can happen. Like she's not, even though she's the star of the movie.
But I've never seen a star not be the
it happens all the time. It happens all the time. Say for instance, if you go let's say you get Samuel L. Jackson to play a small part in your film. And I think we talked about this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get somebody like Samuel L. Jackson, you're still Samuel comes first because he's a certified star, and no matter how much he's in your movie, you want to market it like, hey man, look, Samuel L. Jackson's in this thing, and everybody else comes later, even though somebody else might be the star of the film. But it happens all the time. Like Brad Pitt and Who Shot Jesse James, or whatever, The Death of Jesse James, whatever the name of that movie is. Like Brad Pitt's a support character, but like he was top billing. And Casey Affleck was
the main.
Yeah, but he was the main guy.
Yeah. I got you. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I can see how it can throw you off.
Yeah. I mean, because even the top guy, his name is Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett Evans. Is it Evans?
Garrett Hedlund.
He's been in some stuff though. He was in a Predator movie, right? Yeah.
Dreamland, Mosaic.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Garrett was in
somebody else.
He was in Tron, Four Brothers. Like he was big for a minute.
Yeah, Tron.
He was in
Friday Night Lights. I'm gonna have to remember what this guy is.
Death Sentence. Have you seen Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon? He was the villain in that. He looked completely different. He shaved his head and stuff. That's a good movie too. If y'all ain't seen Death Sentence, go check it out, man. Like it's a good revenge style movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he's doing. I forgot what we was talking about. Oh, music.
Yeah.
It was on music. Yeah, that's all I got for music. Nah, I was saying that I had downloaded a couple of tracks from the Warrior soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's bumping. I'm trying to. I guess I don't know what they speaking in some of the
Right.
songs, but it's bumping. Like I
Nice.
would actually listen to it.
You know, it's
That's
a
why I
lot of
downloaded
French
it.
rap that's real good too. Like when I was over in France, we was getting a ride from the airport, and you know, of course, everybody see Black Americans. It's like, oh man, like, hold on, I gotta play this for you real quick, you know. So they playing some French rap, man. Like, and it was, I don't know what they were saying, you know what I mean, but like it was smooth. It was good. Like had good beat, good flow. Everybody rap fast because French is just a fast sounding language anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know,
I've heard like some people who speak who rap French that was on some Tech Nine singles. It was a bunch of people that was that are fast rappers from
yeah,
around the U.S. and a couple of people from other countries that was actually on. It was pretty dope.
yeah. I like tech.
Yeah. The one
British.
thing I can't get out, one thing I can't get is the even though they're speaking French, you can hear the accent while they're rapping. I can't get into that right now, but I understand, you know, I'm biased to American rap.
Yeah.
So
I like British rap. Like I think it's hilarious. Like Idris Elba or somebody like SAS, no, SOS. Is it SOS? They used to be with Rockefeller, Dipset, Dame Dash, all them. They had some good songs too. I had their album. SOS. Yeah.
Yeah. What you got in that drink there? I mean that cup, that Yeti there, brother.
Man, it's pretty much like a latte. It's coffee with a whole bunch of creamer in there.
I mean, you don't have the Bob Ross.
Nah, I got the Bob Ross today. I did take an energy drink already today though, but it was this time it was called Adrenaline. If y'all want to sponsor me, Bob Ross, you know, you can shout me out.
Bob Ross got you right last week, though.
Yeah, man, it give you positive energy, man. Positive, you know. Speaking of music, though, man, I was listening to a playlist today, right? What I've been doing now is just picking artists and then just listening to their essentials off Apple Music. So, and then I'll put it on shuffle, so I just hear all their content, right? So I felt like 8 Ball MJG today for some reason. So I threw them on. Yeah, man.
Classic.
And I was listening to Show Enough.
It's Tila.
And I went to rap along with the song and I missed some words. And I was like, wait a minute. Hold on, man. I know this. Something ain't right. So I let it keep playing. And I kept rapping along. And then like I would say a cuss word and they would not. And I was like, is it me? Like, hold on, I'm pretty sure there's some hoes and like hoes showing love, you know. And yeah, come find out, like after I listened to like half the song, I was like, there's not a single cuss word in this. I was like, man, to the
clean version.
I'm listening, like, why would you put a clean, and like none of the other songs were clean up until this point. So it's like they just threw this clean version in here out of nowhere.
A random version of
Apple, what are you doing, man? Like, don't do that to me.
I don't get that problem with Spotify.
Dude, I had to skip the song. Like, I don't want this clean mess.
That's
my son ain't in the car. Like, I'm living me. I'm doing me. Getting to be an adult.
It's like hearing a clean C Murder song.
Oh man, I was upset. I was like, what the hell? At first I thought I was tripping. I was like, damn, am I just adding cuss words in for the sake of like, I don't cuss around kids. I'm gonna say this, right? So I it's just something that I don't do. I don't cuss around kids, I don't cuss around my parents. It's just I don't even have to try. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just something that just I think I cussed around my parents twice in my whole life, and I can remember the conversations. And I can remember their reactions to me during the conversations. It wasn't bad. It was just like, hey, I was like, yeah, I know, I'm just frustrated. And I was an adult. Like I was out of their house at 18. You know what I'm saying? And like I still remember that. So in my household, because I have a son, I hardly ever cuss at home. You know what I mean? Like I cuss a lot at work. I'm in the military, so everybody's cussing for the most part in my unit. I ain't gonna say across the board. But when I get a chance to express myself how I want to express myself, I like to express myself. You know what I'm saying? So like for then Apple to try to censor me, I felt offended. I took offense to it. I was like, what are you doing? I didn't choose clean. Why would I choose clean? Frustrated, man. If I want clean, I just listen to the regular radio. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give me this mess. It's not what I pay you for.
Yeah, you sound heavily frustrated with that one. Maybe you write him a letter.
Hey,
Start
man,
a petition.
I might, man. I might go boycott them. I wonder if Tidal's doing this.
if you can play a song on Tidal.
Oh, what? Why?
I heard, you know what I'm saying? This is just me. I don't have Tidal. But the people that I knew that had Tidal, trying to, support, Black owned. It was kind of like it was the SNL skit that they had on where the celebrity guest came in, and I think Jay Farrow was a celebrity guest or something like that. And he came in and did a bunch of people impressions of their songs because Tidal had went down. So they had to have one of their employees come in and
like live broadcast it.
Yeah. That's what I heard with Tidal. Like they're like in and out.
I've never had them.
Me either. And sometimes you might not get all of the content that you want. I heard they're kind of sketchy. I don't want to say sketchy, but I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. But it goes in and out, or it used to go in and out. Let me say that.
To me, that was too elite. You know what I mean? Like it almost made me feel bad that I didn't have it, and that made me not want to get it because like it was making me feel bad that I wasn't supporting when they first. You know what I mean? Like this Beyonce album's only coming out on Tidal. Like, really? And then it's like, why? I'm already paying for Apple Music by that point. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna cut off my service. Like what's wrong with y'all? Like I'm happy with my service right now, and this new Kanye album is not that serious. I'm sure it will drop eventually somewhere.
But it's the same thing that all these streaming platforms are doing. You know what I'm saying? You got exclusive content coming to only my platform. True. Same thing.
That is true. However, music is different because music goes like all of it dumps on Apple. You know what I mean? For the most part. I don't know. There's not that many exclusives in music. I don't feel like no music should be exclusive.
You sound like you're entitled now, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I could see if each music studio came out with their own streaming service, then that would be one thing. But like, they don't do that. So, give me everything for the subscription that I pay for. That I'm happy with the price.
Entitled. That's what it sounded like. Give me what I want when I want it at the price that I want to pay for it.
I don't even do Spotify just because like it's a whole nother service. Like or like I gotta click a different app. Nah, I'm happy with Apple.
I got Spotify. I don't have Apple. The only Apple thing that I have is a MacBook.
See, I'm Apple all day.
No.
I'm Apple all day.
Nah, I haven't converted yet.
I'm one of them people. I switched over years ago. I ain't going back.
Oh man, nah. I'll probably switch one day, but I'll probably be back. Nah. I like the freedom, man. I like the freedom of Android, what they give me. I like all of I can download what I want to download.
What you downloading that Apple don't have?
I can switch my home screen the way that I want to, switch it. I can download launchers that make my screen look different than anybody else's screen.
So you want to take processing power away from your phone? Okay, you go ahead and burn up your battery. We'll see how that work out for you. Get a new phone every year.
It hasn't failed me yet.
Whatever.
It hasn't failed me yet. I just like to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be. I'm not a line follower. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like Apple is. They want everybody in the same line. Nah, I'm gonna jump out the line.
I don't think so. Now that you can add your own widgets to your home screen, however you want, whatever.
It's about time.
Hey man,
Android been doing this game. You know what I'm saying? We on something. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get anything new. The only thing that y'all got on Android is basically two things. One is FaceTime, and the second one is your iMessaging.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Everything else, Android.
Nah, man. You tripping. You make that
Nah.
switch, you'll see it's really not that big of a difference. And you'll be happier with Apple. Like it just feels right. It feels like coming home.
Yeah, it just feels right. Whatever. I beg to differ, sir. I beg to differ. Man, so switching topics again, I know that we helped our sister move this weekend on Saturday, which it didn't take that long, but she had some heavy stuff.
Dude.
And
people, please stop buying real stuff. Like just buy the knockoff, the fake knockoff, so it's a lot easier to move, or have professional installers like move your stuff. I don't know. That stuff was heavy though.
Man, but so I woke up the next day hurting.
Did you?
Back was on fire.
I was fine. I was fine for the most part, but like
maybe I wasn't. I was lifting.
You was lifting wrong. You was lifting from your back and your groin.
Right. Obviously, I did. Yeah, when you said that, that was pretty funny. I was like, "Yep, this is exactly how I'm lifting." All back, all groin. Ugh.
That's the best way. That's what Peter Griffin said. From your back and your groin and twist.
Yeah.
Now it was a lot. It wasn't a lot of stuff. It really wasn't, but it was some heavy pieces in there. I don't mind helping people move. I'm not one of those people that like you can't find.
You call them up
come time
like,
to move. I will say
I gotta go out to eat, man. I
actually
got time. You at home by yourself.
I got a story for this, and I'm gonna try to leave out names, so I might use some fake names on this. But when I was in college, right, I was supposed to help I was supposed to help somebody move. I was supposed to help this woman move, young lady, and I didn't. I ghosted her. Day of came. Day before I was telling her I was gonna be there, and the next day it was me and like two other dudes at least that we just ghosted. And I felt bad.
All three of y'all did it?
Yeah, I still feel bad. Here's the reason why. All right. So I was kind of talking to her at the time. Like we weren't in a relationship, but it was, we was hanging out and it was kind of leading to something. And so the day of, my homeboy, I'm just gonna say D. D was in my ear, like, nah, man, like she doing you dirty, man. Like, nah, it ain't even what you think it is, and blah blah blah. And he was trying to say like our other homeboy was hollering at her. So then later we went to a party later that night because it was around graduation time for the class I was supposed to graduate with in 05. And so we at this party, we taking shots, we doing three wise men, Jose Cuervo, Jim Beam, Jack, good old Jack Daniels, Tennessee is on. So man, I'm faded, and he's still in my ear.
Obviously,
still in my ear, and he's a very emotional drunk. So now he's like, he's one of those people that confess they love for you while they drunk. Like, I love you, man. No, I do anything for you. I do anything, So he's like, nah, man. He's like, if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't even be talking to her. And such is dirty. He a dirty dude. If you knew what I knew, man, he did you dirty. He went behind your back on some stuff. And I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So then we leaving. She was at the party. She left the party. My other homeboy that he said was doing me dirty, he left the party. D's with me. My other friends with me. And D's like, I'm taking him back to his house. And he's like, nah, man, drive by her crib. Bet money. Such and such is over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know everybody's car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, man, I ain't doing that. He's like, nah, man, on everything I love, man. You go over there, man. I promise you, man, it's going to be there. Like, man, whatever. All right, I'm faded enough. Let's do it. So I drive by her crib. Sure enough, it's not one, but it's two of my homeboys' cars in her spot. So I'm like, what the? So I'm thinking now, granted, one of my friends, I ain't think nothing of him. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't think he was doing nothing with her. But I was like, maybe he's over there trying to cover up the situation in some type of way. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, it's dirty. All right, whatever. Next day came, ghosted her. She blowing up my phone. Nope. So then come to find out though, my
the truth came out.
Yeah, I mean, come to find out, the two cars were there because they were talking about us. They thought they were talking, they were having a conversation about how we were doing them dirty, like we were isolating them. Like we were pushing them out the group and stuff. Like,
so they was confessing to her.
Nah, they was just meeting at her house because so one of the guys that was over there lived with D. They were roommates. So he couldn't speak there because he knew we would eventually come back there. You know what I mean? Because I had to drop D off. So he went over to her house to have this conversation. And he didn't feel some kind of way. It's the dude that I thought was cheating with her felt some kind of way. So it just became this very like coincidental thing, like because D was in my ear telling me that she was messing, like they were messing together, like I started like separating them. So then he felt some type of way. Then he wanted to have a conversation with one of our other friends to figure out what was happening, and they just so happened to go over to her house, but he didn't know. That's why I was mad. So then when I drove by, I see his car there. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is, you know what I mean? Like, so it became this very coincidental thing. And the bad part about it is like me and dude never became 100% cool. Like we was tight. And then after that, like we never, like we tried to mend it.
Never recovered.
But it never really recovered. And it still hadn't. And I'm still tight with everybody else for the most part, except for him. And I'm not that tight with D no more because he's going on with his life. But like I was like, mother, like it's a funny, but like that's the only time I've ghosted somebody on moving, and I just think that's kind of funny. So I won't ghost you no more. Like, like if anybody asks me to move and I agree to it, like I'm gonna do what I say because like that was dirty. I felt real bad about it, man. Like I really did. Like,
but I mean, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? We talk about old stuff, but you gotta think back on it. But how the way the stars aligned, everything seemed like it was flat.
Oh no, it seemed 100%.
So it's understandable. I understand, brother. Yeah. I understand.
Nah, it's funny to look back on it though. Yeah, it's a funny situation. I know some people that know, like especially the names and everything, and people that were there, they listen to the podcast, so I'm sure they're gonna be listening to this and tripping like, yeah, that was funny, or it wasn't funny at the time because like our whole friendship, like I almost imploded our whole group over something that was just a misunderstanding. Now, keep in mind, dude, I ain't gonna say he did me dirty because he didn't, but he kept something from me that he shared with everybody else. And that came out eventually too, but you know, and that may be one of the reasons why I never really trusted him again. But I mean, I don't know, it's more space and time than anything, right? Like, cause he moved and then we just kind of fell out of contact. But like, I don't hold no ill will or nothing like that. And actually, I would still consider him probably one of my better friends, even though we hadn't talked in years. You know what I mean? Like, if he came back in the picture, like
that's a good thing about real, you know what I'm saying, true friendship. I'll say that, you know, no matter how much time in between that you all might have, you know what I'm saying, your day ones are going to be your day ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. But I thought I'd share that little story.
For some reason, though, women, and this is my opinion, women, I don't think women has that same type of, I want to say cliquish, but that same type of mentality to pick up where they left off at if they don't have that, you know what I'm saying, that bond. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in a way. I mean, they're not as tight, I don't think, as guys are.
Right.
And I think there comes a point with women, and I may be wrong, but to me, from observing, it seems like there's a point where, especially when they get into a relationship with a guy and stuff like that, where they kind of leave behind their clique and kind of separate that. And like you said, like it just doesn't, they just never fit it back in properly.
Right.
Where dudes, like we never like we rarely kind of just drop off the face of the earth on our friends. You know what I'm saying? Like we might go do something for a little bit, but then we'll come back. You know what I'm saying? As we, you know, when the relationship is new, we step off, which everybody understands. We know that's going to happen. You know, you get in a new relationship, you got to spend that time, you got to build that relationship. But then like after a while, like you know, like, man, he'll be back. Like just chill out. He'll be back. It's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
And when they come back, you just, you know, you act like ain't nothing happened. You know
Ain't
what I'm
like
saying?
nothing changed.
Yeah.
You bring up the conversation, is like you start talking about old stuff and then you start talking about new stuff, and then
we
that's
simple
it is
people,
what it is.
man. Like, we're not complicated at all. Like we real simple, man. All we we just want to chill. You know what I'm saying? So like, as long as you got people that vibe with you, that's all that matter. You know what I mean? Like, anybody bringing no stress into this conversation? Cool, we cool then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How you doing? How your mama doing? She
Yeah.
good? All right, cool. What we doing this weekend?
Right. How's your beer? You need a beer? How's your beer?
Yeah, simple. Well, I think that the seasons has been going pretty good. We've been maintaining and everything as far as putting out content every week. We need to, and the reason why I say that is that I'm trying to segue into a more serious tone of this conversation, which is what everybody's talking about right now, and that is the Capitol riots that happened last week.
I don't think there's no reason to segue into a more serious conversation because it's a joke. You know what I mean? Like it's funny to me that, you know what I mean, the hypocrisy of it all. It's funny and serious at the same time. So like it's no need to transition or to put a disclaimer out there. You know, of course, what we're talking about is what they call it, the insurrection at the Capitol.
That's another funny thing, how people just cling on to words.
Yeah.
Like somebody said insurrection, and all of a sudden that word caught fire.
Mm-hmm. But it's crazy, man. Like you had a protest of a very organized in the beginning. I say it was organized in the beginning because now we're finding out that several of these people came from out of town. Right. I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know they were having a million-man protest on the Capitol about this stuff. Like I had no idea. Like when all this happened, I assumed, because it was like, yeah, the president told them to go down there to the Capitol and like tear shit up.
Right.
So me and my thinking was, oh, this people from DC left their houses, went down to the Capitol.
That's what I thought.
And then you come to find out, like, oh, they were already at a rally, and then they just walked down the street. And on top of that, like a lot of these people just came from out of town. So it's like, wait, how did they know to be there? How did they know to have tear gas or whatever else that they were using in the Capitol? Like it's very strange, man. Like you got people with flexi cuffs, you got people with tear gas, you got gas masks. Some of them had gas masks. This woman, she's been on the news a whole lot, where she had like an onion in a towel. She was crying. She was talking about they tear gassed her, but apparently an onion helps with that or something. Like it's just like, why do y'all have these things? Like if I went to a protest, I'm gonna have a bottle of water. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just to hydrate. You know, I'm not thinking like, oh, we about to get in some mess, especially if it's a peaceful. I'm not even gonna say protest. If I went to a rally, because they went to a rally first and then transitioned from the rally to a protest, to a riot, to insurrection, or whatever you want to call it, to a terrorist attack. So it's like, how did all those steps? Like you never had to go home to go get anything. Like you had everything. You were prepared at the rally for the end result. How did that happen? You know what I mean? Like it's very strange to me.
I get the word insurrection is a violent uprising against an authority or government. So I now understand why it's called insurrection, which I didn't know at first.
Mm.
But there's a lot of people talking about it. Of course, I was watching it when it was actually happening because I just so happened to be watching C-SPAN because I wanted to hear about how they was doing the votes
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But then I was at work and I was watching C-SPAN on my phone, and then I had to go do something, so I had to leave. Now, so but I came back maybe 30, 45 minutes later, and then I turned it back on to C-SPAN, and they were in recess because of what happened. And I was like, man, what is going on? So then I'm searching the news sites, trying to figure out what's going on, and boom, here it is, chaos. And I'm just like everybody else, couldn't understand how that happened.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense to me as well, just like everybody else in the world.
Yeah.
So, but again, I think that I heard today that they had like maybe 70 arrests so far, which again, it blows my mind how they didn't arrest or hurt many more people that day than it was. Because, like you said, like if it was us, what I'm saying, we would have been mass killings.
Oh, we already know.
A bunch of people already in jail, already sentenced, already.
Dude, so here's the thing. Because they gave the DOD gave a statement today, or DOJ, or I think it was DOJ. And they said that they had intel, but they had no credible intel to think that violence would be taken, or that they couldn't connect the dots. Essentially, is what they were trying to say. Like, we got different pieces of intel that something's going to happen, but we don't have a through line saying something's actually going to present itself. So therefore, we're not going to overstaff or anything like that. So we have been we just got out of 2020, where we had probably a record number of protests since civil rights. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen so many protests in one time, just because of the violence from police on African Americans. So we took a stand. We kept going out. People kept going. They kept going day after day. Especially with COVID, some people were without jobs, so they, you know what I mean? Like, it's go time. Dude, I literally was getting text messages nonstop. Mm-hmm. Oh, we think it's going to be a protest. Be ready. Oh, we think it's going to be a protest at Nashville Capitol. Be ready. We think it's going to be a protest. We think. We don't have any credible intel, or maybe we just saw a flyer. So be ready. And when I say be ready, I mean you're on call. You have an hour to get to the base. Once you're on base, like, everybody has an hour to get here. Well, as soon as that time stops, that means that bus is probably leaving in an hour and a half, meaning you got an hour to get to base, 30 minutes after that, and we out the door. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to get down there as fast as possible, just in case a crowd starts to gather. It's not even if they're doing anything. It's like the crowd is getting too big. So now we need help just in case something happens. We'll hide y'all away. You know what I mean? You stay inside the building until something actually happens. Then we'll bring you out. They had nothing. And they knew something was coming. Mm-hmm. Dude, it looked like World War Z. Like, you seen that movie where, like, they were just climbing on top of each other? Like, that's how it looked. Like, and y'all had nothing, no plan, no nothing. Why? Why is that? Is it because it was white people and it's supposed to be peaceful? Because white people don't incite violence or anything? Right. You know what I mean? Like, what you know how many peaceful protests we have done and that we have been a part of, that where cops are in riot gear, the military is out.
Hypocrisy.
Come on, man. Like, so you're gonna give these people the benefit of the doubt, and what do? They break in, they talk about. I saw this old lady come out, older white lady. She came out after it was over, and or after it was dying down, should I say, because it wasn't over. And the guy from the news was trying to interview her real quick. He was like, "Hey, what happened in there?" She was like, "Oh, we're gonna get them." they're trying to steal this election. So we broke in. He was like, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah, we should have grabbed them senators out there and threw them in the street. And he was like, so you condone this violence? Her answer was, what violence? You just said we should go in there and throw them in the street. And then we broke in.
Yeah, I heard one dude say that heads on pikes. Like, what does that mean? Like, we was going to go in there, and what was you going to do when you captured them? Heads on pikes. What does that mean? You going to kill somebody?
Man, they talking about...
That sounds like a threat to me.
So, of course, Trump's in trouble for inciting violence, right? Him and his cabinet. It's not just him. It's his son. He had a speech that day. Rudy Giuliani had a speech that day. And they're all trying to downplay it like, oh, we didn't do anything. Rudy Giuliani said trial by combat. Trial by combat, meaning you fight, and then that's how you decide who the winner is. You know what I mean? After a fight, that's trial by combat. So, like, how can you say you're not inciting violence? Oh, these are just words that we're using. No, man, like...
Nobody talks like that unless you're ready to do something.
Right. And we've been gearing up for this for 4 years, 5 years, if you want to talk about campaign trail. 5 years we've been gearing up to this. And now here we are. And it's not over because they're still making threats. They're still saying that. And now everybody wants to take it serious. Like, I'm not surprised that this happened.
Not at all. It's like the Chappelle show last 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like we knew this would happen because we know that we're not the ones who's out there creating violence, starting riots and things of that nature. We know it's them. So it's not a surprise to us.
Not at all.
It's a surprise to them that they're now seeing what other people are capable of.
I guarantee you, because I saw a lot of backpacks out there. A lot of backpacks. I guarantee you they were armed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee it. And I'm glad that it didn't go further than what it did. I'm sorry for those that lost their lives. Some people were doing things that they had no business doing in losing in their lives. Not to say that anybody deserved to lose their lives, because I'm not condoning that. But had you been doing what you were supposed to be doing, you might not have lost your life, if that makes sense. Like, it's crazy that we I mean, I don't know how to say it, man. Like, it's not crazy that we got to this point because I saw it coming. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that that they weren't staffed correctly, that people found unmarked offices. Like, none of this stuff is shocking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't understand. Like, they had to know, like, they went to certain people's offices on purpose.
Dude,
like, how did you know where they were?
I can give you some tinfoil stuff, and this is just my thinking. This ain't no inside credible source or nothing like that. Like, but I heard that one of the Capitol Police, they committed suicide here within the last week.
Really?
So, like, one officer died because of his injuries there. Another officer died because of suicide is what they were saying. And I haven't watched the news in 2 days, so if that's changed, then I apologize for bad information. But if you're talking about suicide, like, why would somebody take their suicide after just like a riot? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So you're saying that he probably was feeling bad for what he may have done, or
possibly
his part in contributing.
Possibly, or somebody wanted to silence him because they knew what he knew. You know what I mean? Like, it could be something like that, like where it was something that was made to look like suicide. And again, I don't know if this is true. Like I said, tinfoil, which means it's crazy conspiracy theories. And this is just coming from me.
Right.
But like, something happened. It was some inside stuff. The Capitol Police chief has stepped down, resigned.
Yeah, I saw that.
Somebody else resigned. I think it's like the sergeant at arms for the building or something like that. He stepped down. Like, whoever is over the overall security for the Capitol, he stepped down. So yeah, man. I mean, this thing runs deep, I'm sure. And it's kind of, it's a little scary to think about it, but it's not shocking in the slightest bit. We'll see how this plays out over the next couple of weeks, as Biden takes office.
There is a funny, like, there's some people who got interviewed. People are crazy. When I say that, I mean like people who got interviewed after the insurrection, I'll say, and how much information they were giving.
Oh man, they were giving their names.
Names, where they from, or where they lived, why they was doing what they was doing, why they don't even know why they was doing what they was doing.
Understand, they saw that they were doing nothing wrong. That's the mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't think they did anything wrong.
Absolutely.
They thought it was their legal duty to go in there.
Entitlement. That's what it was.
100%. They believe they're in the right.
Yeah. So one of the things that I saw, it was one guy that was arguing. Well, he wasn't arguing. He was just yelling, talking to the crowd or whatever. He was saying it's all right to come up here and do these things because I pay their taxes. They work for me. They are not doing what we told them to do, which was, I guess, overturn the election. So now we are here to, for a day of reckoning. Like, I don't think they even knew what they were going to do. They just wanted to go up there and just make some noise. So even if they would have got in contact with somebody who was from the Senate or from the Congress, all they was probably going to do was just yell at them back and forth about what they was probably not going to do. And then they probably could have escalated from there, especially if somebody had a gun or a weapon.
I mean, that's the problem with a mob. Once you get into a mob, you get that mob mentality. So it's like, you're just doing what other people are doing. Oh, they breaking in, let's go in. You know what I mean? Oh, they killed this guy. Oh, let's kill people. I guess that's what we're doing now. They stealing stuff. Everybody steals stuff. You know what I mean? So it's that mob mentality, which is a very dangerous thing. So you may be right that they didn't know, but they were prepared in ways that is shocking. They had an insight. They knew things that, like, if I went up to the Capitol, I wouldn't know. I don't know where nobody's office. I wouldn't be able to find Nancy Pelosi's office. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to find the podium or anything. Like, you've been in these buildings, in these Capitol buildings, like, they're huge. Like, how are you finding this stuff?
Multiple floors.
They found the tunnels underground. Like, you ain't supposed to find that. Like, you need to have security with you to find that. Like, how'd you get on that elevator that leads you to the tunnels, or to that special stairwell that leads you to the tunnels? That stuff should be blocked off.
There's a video that I saw yesterday, TikTok. I think I saw it on Instagram, but it was made off of TikTok. But it was of a dad and a son, and they was reenacting one of the interviews about the woman who got maced, and she was from Knoxville. Have you seen this?
I hadn't seen them reenact it. I've seen her.
Dude,
that's the one I was talking about with the onion.
You got to watch this video. It is hilarious because the little boy, he can't be no more than 5 or 6 years old, man. He's playing her, and the dad is playing the reporter, and the little boy is like spot on with the reenactment scene. It was so funny. You got to watch it.
That's another thing. They're so shocked that what little bit of actions that were taken against them even happened. Like, they were just supposed to be given free reign of the building. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't believe they maced me. Hey, man, anytime we gather, we get this. You know what I mean? Like, what you expect? So now these people are being branded as terrorists and stuff like that, and they put on no-fly lists, and they're shocked. They're shocked.
I seen a video of a dude who got put off of an airplane because of it. And he was like whining, like not crying, but he was whining. You can tell in his voice he was like whining because he was shocked, like you said, that he got put off the airplane and put on a no-fly zone.
Bro, you tried to overthrow our government. Like, what did you think was going to happen, man?
He said, man, y'all messing with my life now. What you tried to go hurt somebody, even though you probably didn't have intentions to, but because of the group that you were with, you don't know what y'all was going to do.
Right.
I mean, 4 people already did get hurt, really.
And here's the thing. Everybody is not getting branded a terrorist or being put on no-fly lists or getting arrested. That's not everybody. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that to everybody that they identify in that crowd. It's certain agitators. So for you to be put into that section, you know, as a no-fly list, and all that type of stuff, action be taken against you, to be getting arrested, to be asking for the public to come forward with your name and your information, you did something. You know what I mean? We don't have all the video footage. Matter of fact, I remember watching it and I was telling my wife, I was like, this is a loop now. Like, they're not even showing what's happening right now. You know what I mean? Because like, it should be dark. Like, there's still a daylight. I've seen this part already. So you did something. I don't know what you did. You know what you did. And that's why they're coming for you. You know what I mean? Because they have video footage that we have not seen. And that's why they're picking you out. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear it. I will say, one person, I'm not snitch. I'm not a snitch. I don't snitch. I would have if I knew the black dude. I think he has a hoodie on. Like, you
Oh yeah.
it's pictures of him, man. And like, they asked for people. I don't know if anybody's come forward yet. Please snitch on this brother. What was you doing
with this people? With this group of people.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, you're gonna be the only one arrested, you fool. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, if you don't get up out of there, man, I wish I knew his name. I would tell everybody. I would gladly snitch on this dude. Like, what is wrong with you? I'll be 6'9" all day. Like, that irritated me. As soon as I saw him, because like they were, you know, they was going through the little video footage, and as soon as I was like, nah.
Yeah, now you shocked.
Oh man, you ain't trying to stop nothing. You ain't like, you just went in there.
I think one of the things that I told my wife was that I didn't think that I would live to see things in my lifetime that I've seen. You know, you think about your parents and your grandparents and what they seen and what they had to endure to go through to you know, through just because of life. You know, us now, you know, I'm 40, you are 37. We've seen a lot in our lifetime.
Yeah.
From this, what just happened, to the killings, you know what I'm saying, of police officers, to black men and other minorities, to cops getting off, to 9/11, terrorist attacks. I mean, to this pandemic that we're in right now, natural disasters with hurricanes, like Hurricane Katrina. Like, we've been through a lot, which is something that I never thought that I would see, like us being through so much stuff, like history books. This, like, everything that we've been in through, it should be a part of some history book.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Like, we are living history, which is weird, you know.
It is. Like, these are the stories to pass down to our children. Like, yeah, man, you remember that back in 2020 when the pandemic hit and we didn't know what to do? The
flood of 2010, you know, I remember driving through that. Like, like, it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like, these are certain events that are happening that you remember where you were when things were happening. Like, I remember Hurricane Katrina, even though I wasn't in Louisiana, but I was it affected, you know, where I was living at in Mississippi at the time, and how we had a mass gas shortage at that time. And everybody was fighting for gas, to what we got going on today. It's just
fighting for toilet paper, and it is crazy. Like, I wouldn't think that we would be here, or that we would, like, because like as a kid, you grow up and you read these things, you're like, man, that's crazy that people went through that. You know, hoses put on them, dogs sicked on them, police brutality, all this stuff, man. Then you live a little bit of it in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? You got Rodney King and all that type of stuff. And you're like, OJ, you like, man, that's crazy. Like, but you like, it's still, you're so disconnected from it, you know, because you're still a kid and you still got that innocence. And then you realize, like, no, this is just life.
Right.
Like, this is just life. Like, it never stops. It never stopped. You know what I mean? You think the book is done. You know what I mean? Because you're reading something that happened in the past. So you assume that the book is done, but the book is not done. It's ever going. And
you're writing new chapters.
Yeah, you're just updating it. You know what I mean? You're living the update right now.
But the thing also is how much of this content is going to be left out of the books.
Oh yeah, man. It's always, man. Like I was telling, you mentioned that we was helping our sister move this weekend, and I was telling a story about when I was in school, because like people are shocked. They're so shocked that this would happen at the Capitol. When I say people, I'm talking about white people. They're so shocked that this would happen at the Capitol, that their people would raise up arms against our government. Ain't nobody shocked. You know what I mean? OG terrorists is white folks. Like, it's been happening forever. If you want to take the Christian Crusades, terrorism. You know what I mean? Like, they went way too far. That's terrorism. Slavery, terrorism. Japanese internment camps, that's terrorism. Trail of Tears, terrorism. It goes on.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, most of that was American. You know what I mean? Like, it goes further back than that. That's why I added the Christian Crusades, but it goes further back than that. You know what I mean? Like, they just have this thought process that this is mine. This world is mine, and I will take wherever I want. So now you are terrorizing other people to get what you want. Terrorism, right? So I was talking about, I was in U.S. history class, and how we'd be going through the chapters, of the U.S. And we would get to a point where it would be some heinous crime, some terroristic crime against another group of people. And my professor, she wasn't no professor because she ain't had no degrees for that. My teacher, my instructor, would be like, "Oh, I'm so shocked that America." Because white people are America. I'm so shocked that America would do this, that we would give blankets with smallpox to Native Americans. I'm so shocked that we would wipe out and genocide a whole nation. All right, let's move on to such. Let's move on to something happier, like Thanksgiving, and then we get to like slavery and talk about, the boats and the slave ships and the auctions and stuff like that. Like, you got all that information in your book. It's there. You can see it. You can skip ahead. You can read. You're waiting for your reading part. So you skipping ahead a little bit. Like, oh, damn. All right, we're about to get into something real. I can't believe slavery happened. That's horrible that America would do that for 400 years. All right, let's move ahead. You know what I mean? Like, let's move on to George Washington and the Revolutionary War. Let's move on to the Civil War, but let's not talk about the slavery part of the Civil War. Let's just only talk about like Abraham Lincoln. Oh, that's interesting. Man, we got all the way up to civil rights, and I was like, that's it, man. Like, that's enough. Like, I'm calling you out. Like, you skip everything, every terroristic activity. Like, you want to paint America as heroes. And I love my country. I serve my country. And I do see us as heroes, but we do some bad shit. You know what I mean? And like, it would be idiotic to not realize and recognize that. And it's not even all of America. It's a certain group of people that do some idiotic stuff. Just no different than like, you want to call Muslim. Some people want to say all Muslims are terrorists. All Muslims aren't terrorists. You know what I mean? You have terrorist groups that just so happen to share a Muslim religion. Not all white people are terrorists. I'm not saying that. But a lot of terrorist activity come from white people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even remember what I came off with, where I started with that point. So that whole point was just to say white people are terrorists, I guess. Killmonger is right.
I guess so. No. The whole thing that you was talking about your teacher and how she skipped over stuff. Yeah. And how you called her out on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the shock, I guess, of it all. Like, I can't believe, like, people live in this safe little bubble and they see the world however they want to see it, but like, they don't want to paint themselves as a bad guy, which is like the same thing that the people at the Capitol did. They don't want to paint themselves as villains they are the heroes, which is why they don't see that they did anything wrong. They're absolutely in the right to overthrow the government because they didn't allow their presidential candidate to remain in office. Nobody else is doing that.
No.
You know what I mean? I would have liked Barack Obama. Like, can we change the law so Barack Obama could have stayed the president? That's not an option? I'm not going to go down to the Capitol, to DC, and try to overthrow the government for it. I didn't try to overthrow the government when Al Gore election was stolen from him. You want to talk about an election stolen from somebody? Yeah. Stolen from him. Like, the popular vote was clear by a landslide, and the electoral college said, I'm not voting the way that y'all wanted me to vote. I'm going to vote the way that I want to vote, which is to put Bush in.
Yep.
All right, cool. Did anybody go up in arms at that point? Nope. So it's just,
you have 1,045.
You can't say you're a hero.
Paper.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I'm the devil. I'm just saying, like, it's just, there's no reason to be shocked. There's no reason to try to paint yourself as a hero.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Fucked up.
I mean,
you know,
it's the same thing that how the Civil War. You know, what I'm saying, they thought that they was fighting for something right, which was wrong. But
right,
you know, it's all about. I guess it's perception. Everybody's perception.
Yeah, I mean, even today, like, you know, with the Southern pride of it all. You know what I mean? Like, I like to keep the Confederate flag because of Southern pride. No, that's actually an act against the United States, because that is a group that tried to secede from the United States, and you're still brandishing their flag. That's telling me that you don't want to be a part of this country. Is it not? Like, that's how I see it. You know what I mean? So it's just whatever, man. Like, people just getting a little, you know, they want to justify what they do.
That's exactly what it is. They're just trying to justify what it is that they're doing, but there is no justification, especially when you have people go, like you said, you are waving a Trump flag and a Confederate flag while you're storming the Capitol. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that you're trying to make this man a dictator. Mm-hmm. You're not about the American flag anymore at this time. At this point, yeah, you're trying to make him something that he is not.
Yeah,
and the problem was how how Congress and the Senate now just seem to know that, oh man, we got a problem, because we got this group of people who wants to make Trump to be this person that he actually is not. You know what I'm saying? We can't make him win this election. We can't make him be this martyr that these people are trying to make him out to be. I mean, we can't change our national flag for a Trump flag.
Right. Which is where's the love for the American flag?
Exactly.
We kneel, you know what I mean, during the time when the national anthem happens, like everybody's up in arms. But then, you know, here you are, like you said, brandishing other flags, and we're supposed to just accept it. You know what I mean? But you're more patriotic than we are. Get the fuck out of here, man. Right. Like, come on, man. What y'all doing? The hypocrisy of it all.
Hypocrisy. You can't say anything other than that. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with all these people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of footage. They say that the cameras are everywhere in DC, especially around those monuments and capitals. So they know who you are. I'm just waiting to see if they're going to catch everybody that they say they're going to catch, and if they're going to give them any type of a sentencing that they would give us if it was us.
I'm not expecting anything out of this. I'm not expecting anybody to get convicted. Maybe have a couple patsies or scapegoats here and there, but like overall, like most people are gonna get off. They're gonna be taken off the no-fly list. They're gonna go about living their lives like nothing ever happened, because that's what happens with them. That's what happened with the police. That's what happens with George Zimmerman and all the. Come on, man. Like anybody, I don't expect nothing out of this. Like I don't expect nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just expect, like, because the color of your skin, you're going to be given leniency that we will never see. You will be given a totally different justice system, you know? So whatever, like, yeah, this was interesting that we went through this, but like nothing's gonna come out of it.
I hope not. I hope not. I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too, but like it's
I
just,
want to believe you.
just,
I do.
That's
But I
just the
hope you're
way.
wrong.
That's the way that America has shown me that we do business. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, man.
So,
but if the shoe was on the other foot,
man, I would hate to see if the shoe was on the other foot. Hate it, because now we would be upset. We would be enraged, and we would be definitely doing some marching and some other things that we shouldn't be doing because of what would be happening to our people.
Right.
So, well, I guess we'll see. I can't wait for it. You know what I'm saying? J20 to come now. Then that way we'll have a switch in offices, administration, and we'll see what this man gonna do now.
You think he gonna make it to the 20th? Trump, that is President Trump.
Yeah, I do. I
think so too. I think I see what they're doing, right? Especially the Republican Party. They're trying to separate themselves, but it's too late. Like you can't champion somebody and then at the last minute be like, oh no. Like he got like 8 days left.
Right.
Like, and all of a sudden now you trying to separate yourself. Like it's too late for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been telling y'all from the beginning. Listen to this man's words. Listen to the rhetoric. Listen to what he's saying, man. Listen to what he won't condone.
Right.
Or he won't condemn, shall I say. He wouldn't condemn white supremacy. He never has. So whatever. Like, it's irritating to me.
It like, is. It's definitely irritating. That's like watching one of those movies. We was talking about this one time too when we was together. We was talking about watching like these old movies that have it's about a bad thing happen, like Mississippi Burning or Rosewood or something like that. Like you come out of those movies mad, like upset. Like I don't want to see a white person right now at all.
Yeah. And
then you watch this stuff happening on TV, you're like mad and upset because you know for a fact that if the shoe was flipped on the other side, it would be totally different. So now I'm mad.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a white person right now.
Yeah, man. And shouts out to people like Anderson Cooper who said it on air. Like he publicly said, like, man, if this was the other way around, we already know what would happen. You know what I mean? Like, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? That the media can recognize, like, yo, there's something wrong here. You know what I mean? Because like
again, something we already knew.
Yeah, we've been knowing. You know what I mean? But like for them to point it out, you know, I guess for our Caucasian brothers and sisters to actually point it out, like, I mean, it feels good to be somewhat justified sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So
let you know that you're not
crazy.
We're not dreaming.
Like, yeah.
Like we know this stuff is going on. But I think I agree, and shout outs to everybody who's been voicing their opinions, because you know, people who are celebrity and non-celebrity, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing was embarrassing for some, you know what I'm saying, for them too as well. Because they, like you said, you know, not all white people are bad. Not all white people think the same way. Like those people, I thought. So they're speaking up and saying, like, you're embarrassing us. You were not patriotic. That was not patriotic. Like you were trying to overthrow the government. Like that's a problem.
Where's the stereotypes? You know what I mean? Like, so we're stereotyped to be lazy, stereotyped to be aggressive or criminals. You know, at heart. Yeah, like that's our default. Like you see a black person, you immediately think like something's wrong. Like he's a criminal in some type of way. You clutch your purse, you lock your doors. You know what I mean? It could be the nicest person on earth, but you don't know, so you're just going to expect the worst. So like, I remember when I was in school, right? Because I went to school at a time of Columbine. Like it was Columbine and a lot more.
Through that.
So when I used to see black trench coats in the summertime, no, yo, I'm not messing with you. Like I'm not. You won't get no high or nothing. Like stay away from me because I feel like you got a shotgun up under that. Like you are ready to shoot up this school. You know what I'm saying? Like I stereotyped you off your trench coat because it's hot. I know it's hot. You know it's hot. I can see that you know it is hot, but yet you still got this big ass thing,
black trench coat that the sun is absorbing all this heat on.
So but where are the stereotypes, man? Like I feel like we get stereotyped so much, but like I don't go my daily life thinking that this person is about to overthrow my government or that they're about to shoot up this place. You know what I mean? Like all the dangerous things that they do. Serial killers. 9 times out of 10, it's a white man. I don't go at looking. I don't look to the left and look to the right and think one of these people might kill me. You know what I mean? Like I don't live my life that way, but yet the shoe flips and your stereotype is so off base. Really, you know what I mean? Like I feel like this is a reason, opportunity to reevaluate the way that we look at things. Like we've had a very interesting year. We just came out of a very, very interesting year, and now we just entered into a new year, and something very interesting just happened, right? So let's
like 6 days into the new year.
Yeah, let's reevaluate the way that we look at things. So we we just came from where you're trying to depict black protesters as agitators and rioters, and now we have like the first mass white protest with men, because white women have been doing this because they took over Black Lives Matter somehow, but with men, and now you have a huge like brawl, pretty much, you know what I mean, a big riot, insurrection. So, but like I'm not going to look to all white people now and think that, oh, they're capable of this, because that's not true. So I'm just saying, like, let's just reevaluate as people, like try to do away with stereotypes. If you're a cop, don't think that just because somebody has subwoofer, because I used to have subwoofer.
Me too.
You know, got a nice car, because I used to have a nice car. I still got nice cars. That I'm a drug dealer. Never been a drug dealer. Never sold drugs a day in my life. Like I've never slanged. I don't even think I have the mental capacity for it. Matter of fact, I was just listening to my homeboys, Trey, ADHD with Tramel James. I was listening to this podcast and he was telling this drug dealer story. And I was like, that would be me. Like he got the material and had no idea what to do with it. Like that would be me. I don't know what to do with this. Like,
right.
What? I don't do this. So don't paint us all out the same way, man. Like it's just because we're not going to do you like that. You know what I mean? We never have and we never will. We don't hold those biases. I don't think black people do it.
I don't think so either. I think what I was laughing at earlier was that you was talking about women clutching their purses whenever they see a black man, if they get at close proximity or whatever. And then I was thinking about when I heard a joke or something. I can't remember where it was. I can't never remember. I'm getting old, I guess. But it was talking about a white man had walked into this building, and this white woman clutched her purse because of what happened. So now like the stereotype is like flipping a little bit because
I got you. Like this is recently, like you just heard this.
Recent.
Like,
yeah. So you see a white woman clutching her purse from a white man because you don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, they've had a rough go. Like, I've said this before on here, but like they had a bad year. Like 2020 was awful for them. I'm pretty sure 2019 was pretty bad because that's when Me Too, you know what I mean? Like 2018, 2019 is when Me Too first kicked off, and that whooped their ass. Like they've been having a go. Like they've been having, so maybe this is boiling over. Like
they frustration
they've been having a tough time, man.
It's rose up.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, could be.
Oh man, that's crazy. I can see that though. Like that joke, like that's funny to me.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny to me too. So I hope, you know what I'm saying, like you said, that we can reevaluate how everything is going. I think, like I always said this, like our generation and the generation that's after us, and even our kids' generation will be better than we see right now. That's my hope for the world.
I mean, that's always the hope, but in legally and publicly, I think we've taken huge strides forward from our parents' generation to our generation. Even from our generation to the next generation, like I can see like with the whole gender situation, like they're using pronouns and they're being real acceptive and stuff. Like I joked about bullying last episode, but like they're doing a pretty good job of trying to eradicate bullying. You know what I mean? So it's like we are getting better. I just hope it's taking root within people as opposed to just doing like just because they don't want to be a pariah. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Like I hope you're not racist. You know what I mean? Because it's times like this where you start to see that micro racism come out. You know what I mean? Like you go to work and you have these conversations and somebody say something, you be like, wait, whoa. Like, no. That's not how this went down. You know what I mean? Like all the unarmed black men being shot last year. I was in a lot of conversations where I was like, no, you don't get it. Like you got a little racism in you. I don't know if you know it's there, but it's definitely there. You know what I mean?
That what's it called? That unconscious bias.
Yeah.
I guess you could say like they've lived with it their whole life, and it's taken some major acts in order for them to realize that they also thought the same way that these other people are thinking.
And some people don't even know they still don't know, or they're comfortable with the way that they think. Like they're
some people don't want to know. They want to keep the glass ceiling intact. They don't want it shattered because once you do it, they can't unsee anything anymore.
I've heard people try to justify what just happened at the Capitol. You know what I mean? Already, I've heard people try to justify. Oh well, they're just fed up. Oh,
so are we?
It's a group of people fed up.
Right.
What? Shocking. Breaking news. A group of people are fed up and they don't know what to do with their emotions.
Breaking news.
Right. They're at a point where they don't know what to do with their emotions. So they storm the Capitol. Oh, but we're so bad for rioting and looting and all this other type of stuff. And sometimes that's not even us. Like, you know what I mean?
Just speaking up for people who are being unjustly killed. We can't even do that. We can't just speak up, speak our mind.
That's yeah, man. Like, but it's crazy to hear some stuff. You know what I mean? Some conversations. That's why I say I hope it's taking root and not just surface level stuff to where they're like just pretending like, oh no, I'm not racist. I get it. I get it now, guys. I get it. Like, yeah, I see. Like, hopefully you really do see, and they really do see, and we can grow from this. And like you said, we can get to a point where like we ain't got to deal with stuff like this no more, and that it is getting better. But what I've seen from our parents' generation to our generation, like I said, publicly, legally, it does look like we've getting better. But like, it's in there. It's still there.
Absolutely.
It's still there. You can feel it. You can see it. You can smell it. You can taste it. You know what I mean? Like it's still there. It's not on the level that it used to be, where it was blatant. You know what I mean? Where they call you the N-word to your face, or where they put a hose on you or spit on you or whatever. It's not. We're not there.
There's isolated incidents still happening like that though.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just talking in general. Like
that's
on the
where
grand
you
scheme
get
of things.
that video meme, like that dude getting slapped with that can of soda and
that twisted tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we get better. We really get better and we really heal instead of just hiding stuff deep down. You know what I mean? Because like because you hide it don't mean people don't know. Because like
or just talking about it behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? You talking to your family behind closed in the comfort of your home, it's not making a difference. Like I need you to speak up and speak out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we can talk more and more on this whole subject and topic, not about just what just went down and what's going to happen, but all of the wrongs that we've seen and are continuing to see. It's just, I wonder, what is the master plan? Everything in my thought process, like everything happens for a reason. But what is the master plan? But my thought is also, and my belief is that out of everything bad, something good happens. So this is a bad thing that happened. The pandemic is a bad thing that happened. So something good is going to happen. You just don't know when and where.
Mm-hmm.
That's my belief, anyway.
Yeah. Man, you just gotta, what they say, your miracle's right around the corner. Like, you just gotta push through.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just gotta push through. It's tough times right now. We just gotta push through. Just keep going, keep your faith, keep growing, keep your scripture. Be all right.
I think I said last week, I may have, but I just got finished reading the Obama book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned.
So I finished it, and it ended on his first term. That's where the book left off at. I was like, man, why he didn't talk about both terms? But anyway, it's a huge book, and he talks about a lot of stuff. But a lot of the interesting things that he talked about was about the policies and things that he was trying to change, like I said last week, and how much pushback he was getting from the other side, and how many, deals, I guess, had to be made in order to get something passed. It's like, you do this for me and I'll do that for you type stuff. But the world, I'm gonna say the world, the US, or that other side of the aisle makes you think that he didn't do anything at all in office, even though we know what he did. But his book just paints and outlines everything that he did or tried to do. And some of the stuff you knew about, some stuff, a whole bunch of stuff you did not know about, which is why I like the book. So if you haven't read that book, I recommend you reading that book or listen to it on Audible or some type of audio platform. It's a long book. It's definitely long, but it's good information.
I hope he don't read his own Audible.
He did read his own Audible book.
Oh my God.
And he's cussing and swearing and all kinds of stuff in his book. So
I mean, the only reason why I say I hope he don't do it because he takes long pauses. Like I hope he didn't.
He talked like he went straight through.
That would irritate me. Like if he do, you know what I mean? Like you said, it's already a long book, and then like you going through a long book, and then he do one of those. You like, man, just come on, man.
Right. But seeing what happened last week, and just got done finished reading that book, it painted the picture, for me at least, that they know what they're doing when they oppose certain things or try to block certain stuff. They do it just to do it, even though they know it's wrong, which to me came to light last week when everybody was so against voting for these electoral votes to happen, and then all of a sudden the Capitol got stormed, and then all of a sudden nobody had any problems with objecting anymore.
No, they still did.
No, some of them did.
Yeah, some
of them did, but like the major players like Mitch McConnell and I can't think of the other guy's name from South Carolina.
Ted Cruz?
No, not Cruz. Graham. Yeah, like they said,
Lindsey
like
Graham.
It was like enough is enough. There's no need to lie to the public anymore. This, that, and the other. Like they do stuff for political power and gain. And then when stuff like that happens, they were like, well, we need to stop playing around and just get this stuff done.
Yeah. Sometimes things go too far.
Yeah, like it went too far.
Yeah. But I mean, like you said, if it doesn't benefit them in some type of them, I'm not talking about their party. I'm not talking about their state. I'm not talking about their work, like them personally, right. Them. If it doesn't benefit them, then they're not going to approve anything. They're not going to play ball. They're going to keep on with these charades and playing these games because it doesn't directly benefit them, which is why all these bills are stacked with a whole bunch of stuff that, like, you're like, why is that even a part of? We talked about that last week, I think. We talked about these bills that are stuffed. And you're like, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? Because they're trying to get something that benefits them. Right. Otherwise, they don't want nothing to do with it.
Right. No, absolutely right. They talk about like passing a vaccine bill, but yet you got something about abortion in there.
Yeah.
Like one has nothing to do with the other. So again, we could talk about this on and on and on and on. I think that was good conversation, in my opinion anyway. Of course, we know the deal. You know what I'm saying? We live it every day. We've had stories to tell about different things that we've seen, heard, and you know what I'm saying, went through. But all we can do is hope and pray that, you know what I'm saying, things will change.
Yeah. Agreed.
Got anything else?
Nah. I think that about sums it up, brother.
Yeah, I think it was good information. Y'all let us know what y'all thought about the Capitol riots down in the comments. Subscribe to the page. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about. Give some more feedback. Anything else?
Nah, man. See you
All
next
right.
time.
Peace.